Steel Lamprey? Did I get it wrong? Let's find out. Yeah, so I recently did the video on the Steel Lamprey and had a lot of comments saying I tested it wrong. And when I went back and looked at my footage and everything and reread everything, yes, I did test it wrong. But did I come to the correct conclusion anyway? So we're going to take a look and find that out again. Before we actually get fully on into it though, I do want to thank you guys for all the love on the recent videos. You guys are blowing my mind with your support. Had the goal of 300 subs by the end of September. You guys smashed on through that. So we're going to go ahead and try to hit 350 subs by the end of September. I think with the track record that you guys have been setting for me, I think we can get there. If you like the videos, as always, go ahead and drop a like and go ahead and hit that sub button down below. It is free. And then with that going on, we'll go ahead and get right into it. As you can see over my head, we have the Steel Lamprey offhand modifier. Chain Spear now marks enemies for 5 seconds and heals us for 5% of the damage it causes to marked enemies. So what the way I tested it before is I read this based off the damage it causes to the marked enemies. So basically I read it as it's going to heal us based on only the damage the actual chains do. So I tested it that way. Didn't go in and do any damage while they were marked because it was brought to my attention that a lot of people in their testings, you know, and just running around with it, you know, they were getting healed based off of the damage that they take while they're marked. So there's that. I went ahead and re-recorded the test last night, so we'll go ahead and get this done. I did record this before, but unfortunately that file was corrupted and I wasn't able to upload it. So we went ahead and did it again here. So we're just kind of going ahead and looking. I did put the harpoon modifier on just so it does more damage. From that as well. I was playing around with that one, but you can see heals for the 5%. And then as far as the other skills, I am running Whirlwind, Wrath of the Berserker, and my hammer, because my hammer is my most damage producing skill. So I figure if we're going to give it the best chance we can while they're marked up, we're going to try to hit them as hard as we can and use the Hammer of the Ancients. You kind of see here I'm going over my skills. Stonefall to give me more damage from my hammer. We are running Lasting Hate on the helmet and the Coming Storm on the shoulders, so we can have, you know, basically more uptime on our Wrath of the Berserker. Pants, there's not really a pair of pants for the barb that have any effect on anything we're doing here. And then the chest is going to be the one that gives us the harpoon. So here you kind of see running out here. I just wanted to kind of get a big mob. I wanted to hit as many enemies as possible. Initially I did try this in Hell 5. I do believe we are in Hell 5 here. So I'm taking a lot of damage really fast. But I'm not able to do enough damage quick enough because I am still in the transition phase into Hell 5. So you can kind of see, like, we're coming in here. We did get a little heals, but we were taking enough damage at the time. So we went ahead and I was like, you know what? This is probably not giving it the best opportunity to show what it can do. So I decided to go back to West March, head over and do it in Hell 4, just because in Hell 4 I can do damage. I can do more damage. And then obviously if I can do more damage, theoretically, we're going to heal a lot better. So back to Mount Zavane. And as y'all know, my favorite testing spot is that bottom corner, just because you can get a lot of enemies all in one little small, you know, confined space. And here we go. I'm just going to skip over this. Make sure I was making sure that I was on the right build still. And then we're going to just going to fast forward through this right here, because I went ahead and did that all over again. We'll run back out here, get the mobs, you know, rallied up against us and wanting to kick our butt. One thing in Hell 4 with everything is, you know, I'm not taking as much damage in Hell 4 as I am in Hell 5, so it's definitely there, but you can kind of see we had a 40k crit, got a little bit of a heal. We were already pretty high up on our HP bar, so it really, we didn't need the heal at all, but we healed up a bit there from that 40k crit. You know, can't say we're not getting damage in, right, with that. So here we come in, you know, 40k crits, back basically up to full health right there from where we were. That's pretty nice. You can kind of see it does make a little bit of a difference. I don't think it's game changing. I don't think it's something, even after coming back and testing it again, I don't think it's necessarily something you're going to want to run a lot. I wish we could run I wish it was a main hand instead of an offhand, because then we could run Steel Lamprey with Oben's many fingers, and we could actually get 5 chains and just chain everything in our path, basically. I wish that was the case, because then it would be really viable to run a chain build for different situations, because we could actually heal back up from a lot more enemies. But here you can kind of see I'm trying to go ahead and round them up, and then unfortunately we're just in that situation where they've all taken enough damage just from, you know, my family bonus sets and everything, because I was actually, when I had this recorded, I did have some of the family bonuses, you know, set up and everything like that. So they were taking some damage from some of that stuff. You can see my Hydra that had just spawned there. So they were taking damage between that and my Blessing of the Worthy. My very, very bad Blessing of the Worthy that I have on, it does do damage when we get attacked. So kind of gave up on coming in here. I was looking for some blue mobs, and I did see a blue mob here on the screen, and so I went ahead and came over here. I was thinking we can maybe, you know, take more damage and do more damage without killing anybody real quick. But you can kind of see there, we healed up back to about 50% health there. We were taking damage as we were doing the damage, as we were getting healed too. So we were able to heal right up back to about 50%, which is definitely, you know, not bad. It's definitely not bad. It's not as bad as I thought it was initially. Do I think it's going to be viable? Do I think it's going to be, you know, something to continue using down the road? I honestly don't think it's worth running. I think we can have better pieces in slot. Like if we come back over here just to the essence transfer screen, if you're running a cleave build, you know, run, you know, something like Virulent Fist. You know, you're better. If you need to kite around and run golems, you know, the Remembered is better. I think even Flesh Spitter, if you're running a cleave build, is better. I think Chain Spear for a you know, chains build is, or I'm sorry, Oben's Many Fingers for a chains build is, honestly, I do believe it is the superior offhand of the two, because instead of the 3, instead of, you know, throwing out 3, we're throwing out 5 chains. And then, you know, outside of that, like if in this situation specifically, let's just say in this situation we're running Impaler's Breath, like I was in this test, throwing out the harpoon, and we only threw out 1 harpoon. Oben's Many Fingers, I believe we're going to throw out 3 harpoons, so we're going to get even more. So even if we're using this specific modifier, Oben's Many Fingers, I think, is the superior offhand for us. Unfortunately, we can't, if they made Steel Lamprey a main hand weapon or made Oben's Many Fingers a main hand weapon, I think we could use them both in conjunction with something like Impaler's Breath, and it would be much more effective for us. But unfortunately, I don't think Steel Lamprey is all that effective as in the long run for us. I think we can bake in damage from our shoulders if we need to with Grim Roost on our Whirlwind, something that we're gonna, you know, most barbs we're going to be using our Whirlwind a lot in a lot of places, because we can get many hits in at the same time. So healing by 3% of the damage we do by our whirlwind, I think is much more viable of a heal, much more consistent of a heal than doing this one. But we can get some heals in with this. It is better than I initially thought from the previous video. So shout out to you guys for letting me know that I missed that and dropped the ball as far as how I tested it. But my conclusion, I do believe, is the same. Not great. Better than I initially thought, but still not great. Still not something we're going to be using on a regular basis. If you have different opinion, please let me know in the comment below. If you are using Steel Lamprey and everything, again, also, let me know in the comments below down how you are using it. With that being said, if you like the video, definitely drop a like and hit that sub button. It's free. We're trying to get to 350 subs by the end of September. Got about a week here for that. So appreciate everything. Y'all have been amazing. I'm JKG. Peace.